Hello, this is Diana. This is my Trailblazers of the Universe YouTube channel. On my channel, I am helping you fearlessly and unapologetically live your best, most authentic life. I am helping you break through your barriers and transcend limitations you may have. If that sounds good to you, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. So today's weekly intuitive message is just about the importance of finding your flow state right now. Why is this so important? Well, we see everything that's going on in the world. We see all the distractions, the things that try to throw us off our path, the things that try to bring us down, the things that try to keep us in a lower vibration, that keep us in the fear frequency. And that's how we are controlled, right? That's how we are limited, or believe that we are limited, which is false. It's an illusion. Well, with the frequency raising on the planet, you know, it's causing a lot of us to face our shadows. Truths are being revealed. Age of Aquarius, right? Age of information. Truths are being revealed. I always talk about my videos, the lower frequencies. Those things have to be transmuted, right? They have to be brought up to the surface for awareness. The dark has to be illuminated. What's done in the dark comes to light, right? That's what happens when the frequency is raising on the planet. So it can be very chaotic for a lot of people. And there are a lot of things and forces on this planet that try to get us anxious about the future, about fear, things that are going to happen in the future, or feel bad about decisions we made in the past, have shame, have guilt. So with that being said, it can be hard to stay in the present moment. A lot of people, they're so worried about the future or traumatized from the past. It's not even shame or guilt from the past. Some of it just, we have trauma from the past and we bring it into the present moment. So then we create that as our future, right? But then time is an illusion anyway. So with all that being done, our energy is being taken away from the present moment all the time. Look at the distractions. They're everywhere. Put you in fear. Bad news. The economy's collapsing, right? Issues with the environment. Crimes being committed, right? Truths being revealed. Some of the bad things that have been going on a while with some of the elites on this planet. I'm not going to go into all that in this video. But there's a lot going on to put you in anger, to put you in fear, to constantly keep you in lower vibrations, and to keep you constantly worried about what's going to happen in the future and feel hopeless about the future. But I'm going to stress the importance of staying in the present moment. It can be hard, but your present moment is where your power is. We make the changes in the present moment. Your future, which time's illusion anyway, is going to be affected by the thoughts, feelings, and actions you're taking in and having in the present moment. Your power is in the present moment. So, getting into a flow state is very important. Your flow state is, it's not always being in a super happy mood or pretending like things are happening, just finding your flow. When you're in the present moment, you're in a flow state. When you're present and in a flow state and not having resistance to things, allowing changes to happen, right? Your vibration is probably a little higher and you're going to manifest things quicker. Things are going to flow into your life easier. You don't have resistance. We talk about manifestation. I have a whole manifestation playlist. Check it out. Where I talk about what manifests your beliefs and your feeling state, right? Being in a flow state is stabilizing your feeling state. Now, it doesn't mean that everything's pleasant, right? But you're in a flow state. You're able to flow through it. When issues come up, you're able to resolve them. The solutions come to you. You're allowing changes to happen. You're not catastrophizing when things fall apart. These things are falling apart because they're not meant to be in your life. And that's what's going to happen a lot on a collective level. We see people falling out of our life that don't resonate. We see jobs, right? Habits, activities, on many different levels. And even beliefs about ourselves, limiting beliefs that don't resonate. Past traumas coming up, right? For us to have awareness and to heal these things so we can raise our vibration, so we can shift with the frequency shift that's going on the planet. So being in a flow state also means allowing your emotions to come up. You're letting them pass through you. You're not resisting it. Suppression is depression anyway. And the more we suppress our emotions, the more we suppress our healing, the more all that like builds up inside of us and kind of explodes out, right? So allowing your emotions to come out, I think allowing is the key word. And I say this a lot in my videos because I think it's very important. It doesn't mean you don't have boundaries. It doesn't mean you let people walk all over you. It's just allowing what needs to fall apart so bigger things come together. Allowing the changes. I say when we resist change, we resist the flow of life. So we need to allow whatever needs to happen to happen. Past intuitive message last week, I said just because it doesn't look like you think it should look like doesn't mean it's not going to work out for you. Just because something doesn't look exactly the way you think it should in your limited mindset doesn't mean it's not going to work out for you, right? There are a million different ways something could happen. So getting in that flow state is also relevant to that, because that's allowing the different avenues to open up for you. Things that you didn't see before. You're expanding your consciousness. When you're in a flow state, you're expanding your consciousness. You're not like all set on this one way of this thing working out this way. If it doesn't look this way, it's not going to work out. And then you freak out, right? Or you get frustrated because things seem like they're falling apart. They seem like they aren't working out. You know, the world seems chaotic. There's a bigger picture. These things in that world that are falling apart, and they're very vocal about these things that are falling apart, and you're feeling it, right? The system was built on a house of cards, right? On deception, lies. These things are no longer sustainable the way we're living, right? So a lot of people are going through a lot of changes. It's all your belief systems are being crumbled. All of your ways of living that you thought were right, and the things that you thought were true are really a lie, or things that the people you trusted, right, that rule this planet, right? Oh, we've been deceived. We find out we've been manipulated, right? And it's okay to feel angry. It's okay to feel that way. I'm not saying that you should be all happy and be in a flow state and be like pretending nothing's wrong, but you need to see the bigger picture. These things aren't sustainable, and you know, these things, some of these things need to fall apart. There's some people who have been doing a lot of inner work and maybe aren't even struggling too much right now, but I'd say majority of people are. So it's about finding your flow state. What can bring you in a flow state? How you know it's in alignment with your life? The direction you're supposed to go in, it's going to be more of a flow state. Sometimes we're trying to push our life in a direction that's not meant to go, and that's why you're getting resistance, and that's why you're not feeling good, and that's why it's feeling all chaotic. Sometimes the roadblocks are there for a reason, the delays. You're not supposed to go that way. I had that happen when I went through my addiction stage. I was living a life that wasn't in alignment, and I had to have everything fall apart. Dark night of the soul, like my whole way of living, like where I was working, relationships that wouldn't resonate, even family dynamics, friends, people I thought were my friends, right? All that had to fall apart for me to even do what I'm doing now. I had to suffer a lot. Not everyone has to suffer a lot, but sometimes that's what's needed to change. Sometimes suffering is what drives people to change. Sometimes when you're just, the way you're living isn't working anymore, right? You're exhausted on a mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual level, and changes need to take place. So whatever you can do to go in a flow state. What puts you in a flow state? Things that you're passionate about. This is a good time to explore your passions. What do you really want to do with your life? I'm not saying you have to rip your whole life apart and like quit everything and like jobs that don't serve you, leave everybody behind, but you know, it's just time to think and start to take action, maybe smaller steps towards these things. Okay, well, I don't really want to do this anymore, but how could I start taking small steps to go in this direction? It's not going to happen overnight. You know, there are a lot of moving parts and there's divine timing. You'll feel inspired action when you should do something, but it's like getting in that flow state, the ideas will come to you. How do you get in the flow state? Meditation, even working out, or anything that brings you to the present moment. And that's not distracting you, right? That's things that aren't trying to take your energy. That's the flow state. It's all in the present moment. And that's when things manifest. You don't have resistance. So the inspiration is going to come to you. The people you're meant to meet, your soul family, right? Maybe relationships are supposed to help you. Or even you'll have more intuition on things you need to let go of in your life. Flow state, breath work, also. Anything that brings you joy, anything that like you lose your sense of time, right? You're just in a flow. So you ever been in a time where you're just kind of in your groove? Sometimes a creative outlet. Some people do it with art, with dance. Me, it's more like content creation. Any hobbies you're passionate about. Some people do more tarot cards, right? But it doesn't even have to be spiritual. It could be anything. Some people just like exercising, they're running, they're doing things that have more fun, bringing in your inner child, doing childlike things. You don't, but anything that gets you in that, like, you're flowing, like, it's not too much effort, it's not too much resistance, not force, you're not forcing something, you're allowing it to be, and you're enjoying the moment, and you're just going through, you're, like, flowing, literally like a wave, right? Just kind of going through it, you're not forcing anything, you're not getting all anxious about anything, you're just, like, you need to find things in your life and people in your life that make you feel more in that flow state, and activities, right? And there's so many different hobbies you could do, but sometimes it's simple to get in that flow state. And once you start to do these things more, when you're in that flow state more, those ideas are going to come to you. The inspiration, you're going to know what the next move is to make in your life. What's in alignment when you get more in that flow state. So it's going to be turning off your phone, getting off social media. Or sometimes I'll go out in nature, right? I force myself to put my phone away and I just enjoy nature. I become present. And when I'm in that flow state, when I get rid of these distractions, when I just tune in, or even through meditation is a good way too, right? Meditation, just turning off all these extra things and going within, you're getting in that flow state. The ideas are going to come to you. Your intuition is going to be strengthened and your connection with your divine self. And when you're in a flow state, you get more of the spiritual downloads. You get more guides from you, assistance from your spirit guides. Things are going to come to you, and it's just going to like click. Ideas are going to come to you easily. Some people do it through writing. Writing is a good way to get your flow state going. What comes up, write down whatever thoughts are in your head. It doesn't matter if they're good, bad, whatever. It gives you some awareness of something and just let it flow. Just doing things, we're in life, so many things are thrown in our path to throw us off our flow state. People, could be substances, right? Activities, bad habits, distractions, things that put us in fear. Fear blocks manifestation, right? Fear makes us not want to, fear puts us out of the flow state, and that's why things are done on this planet to put us in fear all the time, keep us in a lower vibration. We're in a lower vibration, you're not in a flow state, you're in a more very like reclusive state, right? You're not expansive, right? You're very constricted. So any flow state I also think is being expansive. Anything that makes you feel more expansive and not as constricted, like a way, maybe a form of expression, some form of expression. In these videos, I'm in a flow state. I'm just flowing. This is what's coming off my head. I'm not scripting anything, right? I'm guiding myself in a flow state. That's why meditation is very important right now. Because how can you be in the flow state when you have all these distractions, all these things putting you in fear, all these things to worry about constantly, anxiety about the future, trauma from the past, right? It can be hard to get in the flow state, but for everyone it's different, What works for one person might not work for another person. So that's just my spiel. Try to find something that puts you in a flow state today. If you're not happy with the way your life's going, maybe you need to take a step away from certain things. Going over things in your head over and over again, catastrophizing, worrying about the future, it's really not going to help anybody. And I know there are forces on this planet that thrive by putting us in that fear state, that feed off our fear state, feed off these lower emotions. So whatever you can do to get in that flow state, even more of a childlike state, even if it's like going outside in the sun, like relaxing, taking a little, like going out in nature, just getting away from things, connecting more with animals. Like, what I do sometimes, I go on the swing set. Even though it's like childlike, I like it. Sometimes I go on there and just swing and put my phone away and just connect with myself, with that inner child. I think the inner child healing is very important for a lot of people right now. Connecting back to that that childlike energy, right? Doesn't mean everything's great all the time, just kind of in a flow state, not being bothered by too much or anything, just kind of flowing, even though you might be faced with challenges, right? Things are coming your way, but you can navigate through them, you can see the bigger picture, you can kind of flow through them with, okay, this comes up, here's a solution. Okay, I'm going to take this step towards this, and then that's going to alleviate that, and you're just you're in a flow state, you're finding solutions, you're in a more of abundant mindset, you're raising your vibration. And I'll even say that certain foods put me in flow state too. Like when I eat things like superfoods, like cold pressed green juice, I use like Organifi, things like that. Any kind of superfoods, they get me in a flow state. When I eat heavier foods too, like my flow state, even my flow state gets interrupted. I don't feel as connected, right? The ideas don't flow as easily. So I can't stress the importance of that too. Eating lighter, healthier. I'm not saying be vegan, but like me eating superfoods, vegetables, even alkaline foods really help me get in a flow state more. Just something I thought about. And any kind of movement, even dance, like running, exercising, even going on a nature walk. Those things all help put me in a flow state. And just avoiding a lot of the drama and chaos. Sometimes I have to get off social media too, because that's a lot that kind of messes up my flow. It gets me involved in drama. You can see these things are trying to pull you in, right, to the drama, to the negativity, and especially the media is big into that too, right? So kind of separating myself, just going within. Going within, you will find your flow state. So that's my spiel. So what can you do? Write in the comments. What can you do to get more into your flow state today? Or on a regular basis? That's all I have for today. If you like this content, hit those like and subscribe buttons. I also have a Facebook group, an Instagram, and a TikTok. My links are in this video description and in my channel description. I also offer transformational and spiritual coaching. If you're interested in that, my contact information is in this video description as well. Have a good day. Namaste.